got something on my mind, and it's mostly reading, but I got something I want to ask you tonight. Mark chapter 14. It's Easter season. How many feels with all their heart tonight that they're right with God?
Amen.
When it comes down to the wire, I hope we got what it takes to stand the test.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not throwing this at y'all, but I thought about this today. I've been thinking and studying on Peter. Peter loved the Lord. If you study the disciples, I honestly believe, Bobby, that Peter loved him more than the other 11. There was just something about Jesus and Peter. When Jesus had something going on, if he included other disciples, Peter was there. And I honestly believe with all of my heart, Peter loved him. Peter loved him unconditionally. But when it got down to the wire, Peter changed. But aren't you glad for grace and mercy?
Amen.
That's the only thing Tony Baldwin will get us through. Is grace and mercy. Grace and mercy.
Yeah.
Let's read verse 26. We'll begin reading there. Most of you's read this time and time again. I have myself. But I read it 2 or 3 times today and it stirred me. And I thought, I'm going to read it with the church tonight. Don't let your mind wander, except try to let it go back to this period of time. He was with his disciples. James, he couldn't get through to him really what was taking place. He tried to explain it to him, but he couldn't get through to him. And it was like they was in La La Land or something. He tried to prepare him. He did everything he could to prepare him, but he couldn't get through to him. But on this night, this day, he knew it was close. Verse 26, he said, when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Jesus saith unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. Do you ever think about that, Ronnie? He said, all of you is going to be offended of me this night. About like us, why didn't you change things, Lord? Why didn't you do things? Why didn't you answer my prayer this way? Why didn't you turn this thing around? Why didn't God change things? And I've had preachers to say, now wait a minute, Richard Harold. In just a few short verses, we'll read where Jesus prayed to the Father and said, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. He said the same thing. But after that I am risen, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter said unto him, listen now, remember Peter, although all shall be offended, yet will not I.
Yeah,
I will. Jesus, I want you to know one thing. If nobody else stands by your side, I want you to look me dead in the eye. You can count on me. Jesus saith unto him, Tony, wouldn't this be tough? Jesus looked his buddy in the eye and he said, I say unto thee that this day, even in this night before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he spoke the more vehemently. If I should die with thee, this is Peter talking, I will not deny thee in any wise. Likewise, also said they all. All the rest of them said, we're with Peter.
yeah.
No matter what comes or goes,
Yeah.
we're with you. They came to a place which was named Gethsemane. He saith to his disciples, sit ye here while I shall pray. He taketh with him Peter, James, and John, and began to be sore amazed and to be very heavy. Put yourself here tonight, church. And he saith unto them, my soul is exceedingly sorrowful unto death. Tarry ye here. He said, I want y'all to watch.
Yeah.
He went forward a little, fell on the ground and prayed that if it were possible, that the hour might pass from him. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee. Talking to God the Father. He asked God the Father, he said, take away this cup from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what thou wilt. And after that, he cometh and he findeth them sleeping. And he said to Peter, the very one that told him just minutes prior to that, you can count on me, buddy. Simon, sleepest thou? Couldst not thou watch 1 hour? Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. Again he went away and prayed and spake the words, the same words, and when he returned, he found them asleep again. For their eyes were heavy, neither wist they what to answer him. He cometh the third time and saith unto them, sleep on now, take your rest. It is enough. The hour is come. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise up, let us go. Lo, he that betrayeth me is at hand. Think about that, James. He was right there with the very ones, his disciples, that he brought out of nothing and made something out of. They said, Lord, I'll be with you.
Yeah.
They couldn't even make it 1 hour.
No.
1 hour. Nothing had really even happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
I started him when he woke him up.
Yeah. And immediately while he yet spake cometh Judas, one of the 12, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. He that betrayed him had given them a token, saying, Whosoever I shall kiss, that same as he, take him and lead him away safely. And as soon as he was come, he goes straightway to him, and saith, Master, Master, and kissed him. They laid their hands on him, took him, and one of them that stood by drew a sword and smote a servant of the high priest, cut off his ear. Jesus answered and said unto them, Are you come out as against a thief with swords and with staves to take me? I was daily with you in the temple teaching. You took me not, but the scriptures must be fulfilled. Right, he just met with it, every one of them,
Yeah.
preached to them and taught,
Yeah.
and then turned like he was some violent beast.
Yeah.
Now they'd come and they had swords and weapons,
Yeah.
treating him like he was some kind of criminal. He said, I was with y'all daily in the temple teaching you. Y'all didn't bring those swords or nothing, but today you've turned. Your attitude towards me has changed. Your feelings has changed. Now you come take me like I'm some kind of an outcast, some kind of a criminal. There followed him a certain young man having a linen cloth cast around his naked body, and the young man laid hold on him. He left the linen cloth and fled from them naked. They led Jesus away to the high priest, and with him were assembled all the chief priests and the elders and the scribes. Again, verse 54. Now the very one, Peter, followed afar off. Think of that, James. One that stood right beside,
Yeah.
now was following afar off, like he was some sort of a stranger. Even into the palace of the high priest, and he sat with the servants and warmed himself at the fire. The chief priest and all the council sought for witness against Jesus to put him to death, and found none. Many bare false witness against him, but their witness agreed not together. There arose certain and bare false witness against him, saying, We heard him say, I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and within 3 days I will build another made without hands. But neither so did their witness agree together. And the high priest stood up in the midst and asked Jesus, saying, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses witness against thee? But he held his peace and answered nothing. Against the high priest asked him and said unto him, Art thou the Christ, the Son of the Blessed? Jesus said, I am. And ye shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes and saith, What need we any further witnesses? Ye have heard the blasphemy. What think you? And they all condemned him to be guilty of death. Some began to spit on him, to cover his face, and to buffet him, and to say unto him, Prophesy. And the servants did strike him with the palms of their hands. And as Peter was beneath in the palace, there cometh one of the maids of the high priest. And as she saw, listen, church, take yourself here. This is so terrible. when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked upon him and said, and thou also was with Jesus of Nazareth. This is in the same night, Ronnie, the same 24-hour period. And when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked upon him and said, and thou also was with Jesus of Nazareth. But he denied, saying, I know not, neither understand what thou sayest. When he went out into the porch, the cock crew. The maid saw him again and began to say to them that stood by, this is one of them. He denied it again. And a little after, they that stood by said again to Peter, surely thou art one of them, for thou art a Galilean, and thy speech agreeth thereto. He began to curse and swear, saying, man, this is hard to even read, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to even read. Said he began to even curse and swear, saying, I know not this man of whom ye speak. The second time the cock crew, Peter called to mind the word that Jesus said unto him, before the cock crowed twice, thou shalt deny me thrice. And when he thought thereon, he wept.
Amen.
Makes me think of that old song. Years I spent in vanity and pride, carried not my Lord was crucified. Knowing not it was for me he died on Calvary. Mercy there was great and grace was free. Pardon there was multiplied to me. There my burden soul found liberty at Calvary. Oh, the love that brings salvation. Oh, the grace that brought it down. Oh, the mighty God that God did send at Calvary. Mercy there was great, grace was free. Pardon there was multiplied to me. There my burdened soul found liberty at Calvary. When I was a kid, Dad had to do all the singing and playing and all that, so Mom started incorporating some help. Rosette started playing the piano and singing. Then Mom told me one day, she said, you're going to start singing something. And so the first song she picked out for me to sing in church was that old song that says, no, but no one ever cared for me
Yeah.
like Jesus. There's no other friend so kind as he. No one else can take the sin and darkness from me. Oh, how much he cared for me. After Jesus rose from the dead, Jessica, could you say if that isn't love? After Jesus rose from the dead, and he appeared to the women, he said, go tell my disciples. And Peter, Bob, had been Richard Arrow, I'd have said, tell Peter I don't want to lay eyes on that low down snake. But he said, tell Peter I'm alive.
Yeah.
Tell Peter I'm alive. Because I live, he could live. Praise the Lord. Well, glory.
He left the splendor of heaven, knowing his destiny. As the lonely hill of Golgotha, where he laid down his life for me, if that isn't love. The ocean is dry. There's no stars in the sky, and a sparrow can't fly. Oh, if that isn't love.
Heavens forbid.
Then heaven's a me. There's no feeling like this. If that is love. Even in death